you want somebody as a way to always share their thought with you. Understand that person. So if that person is willing to grow and understand what you like, because in marriage, it's not about what you like. Initially, it's about what you see. What you see. There are some things that you will see that you will not like. But if both parties are committed in making sure as a way that the things that you are seeing that you don't like, I'm willing to scale up, I'm willing to upgrade, everybody will be fine. Because you cannot say that I want a guy, I will have to be talking. If the guy is not the talking type, and you want the guy to always be talking, now one chance, it will now be like fish out of what? Out of water. So what you now need to do, make sure you marry somebody or you're in a relationship with somebody as a word that is willing to always scale up. Because there are too many things that you will find when you marry as a word that, you didn't tell me this side. But if I'm willing to learn, and then you are willing to, you are willing to learn, two of us, you understand, we are going to, our married life is going to be heaven on earth. Rather than, there's some person said that is that you are experiencing oven on, so it's important that is that teachability. You must be, both of you, what you are bringing to the table is that you are teachable, I'm teachable. There are some things that you don't like. There are some things that I don't like. But with time, you will catch up. But it's not instant. It's not instant. Allow the person grow. Allow me grow. But two of us, we are committed to what? Growing. We are committed to growing. But the problem is now when one person is growing, the other person is not willing to grow. But just make sure that you are growing. Understanding that person. Because if you are saying that by force, you must be the talking man, there'll be a lot of problem. There'll be a whole, I don't know if that's okay. Yes.
A lot of times, right? It's not like I'm asking you for random gist.
Yes.
I want to know the important things. It's just like you have a problem, and to get you to share that problem with me, like I'm removing teeth.
Yes.
Like I have to ask, okay, this is what happened. So how did it get? Share this thing with me. Sometimes it's frustrating, and I have. And if you now, as the lady, if you now stop asking, it's now, I'm going through a lot.
Yes.
And you are not now asking me. You don't care.
Yes.
So we are not magicians, right? Yes. Ladies know a lot about each other because yes, we talk, we share, and obviously you're not wired that way.
Yes.
Most men are not wired that way. So our brothers willing to actually grow to share these things. That
with time.
We don't have to struggle and pray and fast. That and please tell us these things.
I think that you also need to be, you should be sensitive. You should be sensitive. Because there are times as a word that in the lady even trying to know what's running through your mind, she now starts nagging. She becomes a pest. And that one is even shorting the man further. Be sensitive. There are things that you can pick. You understand? Can you imagine? See, this is my married life. There are things that, now that I've been pastor these 6 years out of 11 years, see, the challenge is back to back. So there are some things as a word that my wife picks those things. Before I pick those things, there are some things that my wife will even come and tell me that, okay, I think that this is what you are going through, and these are the stuff and all of that. And there are things as a word that timely intervention from her side. It gives me a lot of rest that now I can talk to this lady. I can talk to her about some of the things that, And then let me say this. When we first started, when we first got married, I normally tell my wife that there are some things as a word that you don't need to know. What you don't know cannot kill you. There was a lot of problem. I will explain now. There was a lot of problem. Lot of problem. Well, tell me everything. See, at times, you don't have capacity to hear everything. You don't have capacity to hear everything. In the sense that, let me give you one example that happened recently. Our one of us in church, she has been with us for a month. Our due date, our due date was about, I think the last day in July, but she didn't give birth until about last week. So she gave birth on a Thursday. Her mother died on Wednesday. And this same girl, she lost her father in February this year. So around 3 a.m., midnight, my wife just got up and all of that, and I saw my phone that they have called us from the, somebody called us and said that, I got the message. But my wife said, this person has, normally what I do around that time, don't call. Emergencies, midnight emergency, there's little or nothing that you can do about it. So my wife called and they just said that, nothing, she just lost her mom. When my wife heard that, she went to the toilet 3 times. But see, if it was me, what I would do, once I won't even tell her. I won't tell her that morning. That night, I won't tell her. I will shield her from that. So, in the morning, when I understand her state and her condition and all of that, I can now give her that information. So, there's some information as well that you need to grow up. When you grow up, you can hear anything. But when you refuse to grow, there's some information as well that you don't need. Let me say this one again. Imagine, because there are too many things that will happen around us. That you know that the way your partner will react will further scatter this. See, understand what I'm saying. Understand what I'm saying. The way your partner will respond to that particular matter, the maturity to handle that matter is not there. Church matters, You understand? Pastor, there are some things that they are showing us shege in church. Highly responsible guy. And then I try to shield some of them from my wife, getting to know that this person is like this. Some of the things that they do. Because if I tell my wife some of the things that I know about some of the guys in church, how we respond will not be the same thing. Just shield this guy from that information. And do you know why? My wife, her sanity is very important to me. I normally tell her, I say, na me God call, na me call you. You understand? Let me bear some of this burden by myself. The ones as the word that I feel that you can carry, I will push those. But if I put the weight of some of the things that I see on a weekly basis on your neck cannot carry these things. So when you continue to share these things and then you are weighing that woman down, because they transfer a lot of burden. They will just be pushing burden, you understand, pushing to you. You look for somewhere to push. You are pushing on your wife, not knowing as a word that, because with this body, pastors, in the morning you are happy, evening you are sad. One moment you are flying everywhere, you know another news. The first time that I went to police station, church. The first time I went to Kirikiri, church. The first time, burial, you understand, church. Say I will be the one that will conduct burial. I mean conduct burial. It's not my calling. So, things that I need to shield her from. But now, 11 years now, I can comfortably tell my wife some things that I couldn't tell her when we started. Why? She don't already, grow. So it's about growing, because when they prove that you have grown is the things that you are willing to let go. So there are things that you need to naturally let go, and then you will what? You will grow. But if you are not growing and you want to be hearing gist, that gist will kill you. That gist will kill you. Can you imagine how will you even handle? Probably your husband now is seeing somebody. And this life, you will see somebody that is finer than your spouse. Giving. And you are working in the same office and all of that, and you are beginning to like somebody. I'll never forget one lady like that. We were working together some years ago. And then I just discovered that it's as if something is happening to this. She just mentioned one day that, MOB, do you know that my love for you is just growing every day? My love for you is just growing every day. Immediately, that relationship died that day. A year later, she now said, MOB, what happened to us? I said, can you remember what you said? Me, I'm very, very responsible man. So, can you, at that time, imagine going home and telling my wife that, this lady that we're working together, she just said today that her love is just fireful love for me. You are in trouble. You are in trouble. Because at that time, she needed to grow. Because if you don't know, maybe the next day now, innocent call you are not speaking to her and say, how are you doing? How are you doing? Who is that person? Now mention, is that lady. Which lady? That lady. You are creating a whole lot of. But if she is matured, you can tell her, and then you know that she's fine, and then she'll be able to advise you and all of that. But if that maturity is not there, so what I've said is very sensitive. So men should not carry it and say, I should not say this to my. You understand? This thing is about maturity, or else, if you don't manage it very well, you can, you know. Okay, the crying question. All right, so the crying question is normal. Jesus even, Bible says Jesus what? It's normal to cry now. It's normal to cry. Very short, I mean. See, men, the way we have been wired, you can't. I heard about a particular family that they said armed robbers came to that family, and then they said, this gun, one of you must die today. Who would die? The man said, I cannot die. And I said, okay. The man now collected the woman now said, okay, don't worry, I will die. Let me die for my family. And then they gave the man the bullet. But there was no bullet inside. What will happen in that family? What will happen in that family? Imagine you are the one. What will happen in that family? See, man, we should be able to die for. I can die for my wife. I can die for her. See, I'm now talking out of understanding. If it was when we first started, I can't die. But now, because the dying these 11 years is, we die daily. To make sure that they are comfortable at home, we die daily. To make sure that, there is peace, stability at home, we die what? Die daily. 11 years. There are times that my wife will say something that, if I give her this slap, it will correct everything. But we die daily. There are days that you just don't feel like going home. But what? We die what? We die daily. There are too many feelings that don't make sense as a man. But we die daily. So I want to say that it's okay for you to cry. And then the women around us, you need to be very, very sensitive to, like I said. All that you need to do is not that, why are you not crying? Are you not a man? Somebody's crying. I say, are you not a man? See, for a man to cry, that thing would have touched his destiny, not his liver now. That thing would have touched his destiny. And you need to be very, very sensitive. At that time, you need a caring woman. You are not even saying, give him time. You understand? Give him time. And don't overpress. Make sure that, and see, one of the things, if your husband is happy, if the man is happy, the man will always want to go the extra mile for you. Know what that man likes. My wife, she knows my mumu button. You understand? My wife knows my mumu button. She knows that 1, 2, 3 things like this. You understand? We will start confessing. Once you hear, lock the door. Lock the door. Confession time. You will now say, see, I will sign $1 million for you now. But after that one, don't worry, I'll give you let's do post-dated. Let it be post-dated. So know the man, know what the man wants, you understand, and give him what he wants. That will save you a whole lot. If it's your father, know what they want. Because there are some things as a word that early in marriage, I used to think that there are some things that I normally do that my wife will never, those things. And I'm killing myself, dying those things. So I'm not doing anything. So it was my mentor that told me that what she likes. So find out what she likes and then give her those things that she likes. Your family there'll be a lot of peace. So I needed to, and I know my wife liked gist, evening gist. I discovered that. And my wife also liked this, my posting her every other time. I discovered that she loves it. Every time I post, there are times that she will do her she did not. But when it's time to talk around those things, the way she says those things, and before her family members and all that, some of the things that, so I know those things to do to make her happy. And then women, they like gifts, and that gift is not in the price tag. Man, you must be thoughtful. You must what? Be thoughtful. You must be a deep thinker. You can't just be a man and be thoughtless. You can't be a thoughtless man. You must be a deep thinker. You must be very, 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 very creative. My wife's birthday, the surprises never ending. It's not about money, but it's about sense. It's never money. It's what? Sense. We continue to scale up. Every